My name is Bernard Agwanda. I work for National Museums of Kenya as a mammal researcher. Birds fascinate me even much more because they have this ability to fly very far, hundreds of kilometers, probably 300 kilometers one single night. Human beings, you drive 200 kilometers, you want to take a coffee or rest a bit. The publication on birds and viruses, which was published at the Virological Clinical Journal based in China, was as a result of a study which involved so many players from Wuhan Institute of Virology here in Kenya and other partners in other institutions within the country. But it's just one small piece of study out of the program that I'm involved with here in Kenya, doing virus profiling of the entire country. We have got over 120 bird species in Kenya, and we want to understand each one of them has which kind of viruses, and which of those viruses could be of biomedical relevance to us, so then we can explore them much further. We have had such programs, but this particular one, which ended up in publication we are referring to, was anchored at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. But there are others that are anchored elsewhere, which we are also pursuing. My role in this particular study was to identify areas where there's high risk of human and birds mixing, and therefore there are high chances of spillover of viruses from birds to humans and possibly from human to birds, because that's also possible. So I identify areas from western Kenya all the way to our border with Uganda, to the coast where we border the sea, and a little bit to where we border Tanzania, and also in the middle of the country where logistics and security could permit. Remember, the main point of my search for these areas is high risks of spillover of viruses from birds to human. So typically I was looking for places where either people have gone and cut trees, or where birds have uninvitedly, they have come into your house without invitation and they're staying there with you. Or areas where human beings are uninvitedly going to where birds are, like in the caves where they are going to look for birds to eat, or where they're going to mine guanos for agriculture. So the spread of the sampling points, probably as you may have seen in the publication, was informed by this kind of rationale, where are the areas where birds live closer to people, or where people go closer to birds, and therefore there's high risk of transmission of diseases. When we change the environment, when you cut the trees, you deny the birds where they feed, at the same time you take away their homes. In search of alternative homes, they get to a place where you live. The behavior of the birds, and some viruses actually go into the alimentary canal and they get ejected through the feces. So it's through the feces where the human beings will get it, it's through the bite that the human beings will get it, through the saliva, like in Southern Asia, where they go to the saliva when they drop it in the alcohol which people tap on the trees, and you'll get the Nipah virus. So when the human beings destroy the natural systems, it can be just be a cave, it can be a forest. It takes us closer to get to another pandemic, basically. Urbanization does it differently. People in the urban try to source food, particularly meat, from the wild, from the rural areas. The rural areas, people tend to go to the forest and hunt for these animals and sell them. In some parts of the world, it's legal. In some parts of the world, it's illegal, so they sell them as illegal bushmeat. Now, that is a good chain for transmitting the virus without medicine, without vaccine, and without known means of controlling it. Scientific evidence shows that the current virus, which is SARS-CoV-2, is very close to the bat's coronavirus. However, this result is based on what they searched on the database and previous work. Now, if they do more search, probably you'll get another virus from another animal, which is over 98%. The current comparison is about 96% nucleotide relationship with the coronavirus that are currently causing the COVID. So I think bats are not villain. However, bats have the highest potential among other mammals, have the highest potential to carry a virus that can come to human being and cause a disease. If you compare them with rodents, you compare them with primates. But there is a caveat here. There is research work done and published early this year, which model which animal on earth, particularly mammals, has got higher chances of giving human beings a headache in terms of pandemic. And bats were actually number 3. Yes, the animals we call bovids, the cows, like whether they are cows at home or relatives in the bush, are likely to contribute to such pandemics. Primates actually were topping, then the bovids, and then bats number 3. This is because primates are similar to us, and the kind of virus that can live in them can easily live with us, or those that can cause disease can also cause disease in us. So I think bats, though, have contributed more in recent times in terms of diseases causing big problems. They are not villains. Human beings are, because they are more or less encroaching into bat environment without providing alternatives. If we do so, then we will have peace with bats. I don't agree at all that bats are villains, though they contribute significantly to many diseases that are now causing problems in the public health all over the world. I would like to appeal to the entire world, as we focus in containing this virus, we should go into the drawing board in how we can encourage each state, each country, or each region to restore the natural systems. I don't want to talk about just the forest. Natural system can begin from a coral reef, to mangroves, to the dunes of the desert in Libya or in Senegal or wherever it is, to the mountains, and even in the middle where the forests are. Once those systems are natural and doing well, the ecosystem services and goods they provide us with wherever we are will be able to support and help us prevent any epidemics to come.